In the meantime, from Washington now to the State House, where lawmakers will gather again this week for the start of this year's legislative session to craft a new state budget. It's a busy time of year at the State House. The legislative session starts Monday at 1:30. Then Tuesday night, the 10th, the governor delivers his State of the State address at 7 o'clock Eastern to a joint session of the General Assembly. The state Supreme Court delivers the State of the Judiciary update on Wednesday. And then the following week on the 19th, the state's High Court will hear oral arguments on the lawsuit to overturn the near total ban on abortion that was passed by state lawmakers last summer. But again, this year's legislative session will focus on the new state budget for the next 2 years, the final 2 years of Governor Holcomb's time in office. Ahead of his State of the State address on Tuesday, he unveiled some of his big agenda items this past week, and our Kristen Eskow was there.
Governor Eric Holcomb is proposing roughly $5.5 billion in new spending over the next 2 years across several areas, including public health, education, and law enforcement. Now he's got to get state lawmakers on board. Governor Eric Holcomb's administration says Indiana can afford to ramp up government spending while maintaining a balanced budget.
It gives us the capacity to consider additional investments.
Holcomb's team presented his proposed 2-year budget to the State Budget Committee Thursday. Some of the highlights: a nearly $1.2 billion increase in K-12 school tuition support, $347 million for public health, and $500 million for community development grants. The governor also wants to raise starting pay for state troopers to $70,000 a year. That would be the highest starting pay for police in Indiana. During a news conference Wednesday, Holcomb expressed urgency about his proposed investments.
Our agency heads have been working hard on all these items. We think that they're not just legitimate, we think that they're needed.
If you look at the overall spending, it does seem high, but until I break it down into the individual buckets, it's hard to say.
Republican State Senator Ryan Mishler, who chairs the State Budget Committee, has previously urged caution regarding increased spending. He says he's still reviewing the governor's plan, but wants to make sure the state will still have enough money in reserves. He also wants to ensure additional funding for public health will be used appropriately.
I'm getting a lot of discussion at home about that, how are we going to spend that? So I think we have to take a hard look at the breakdown of that money.
Meanwhile, Democratic State Representative Greg Porter says he likes several aspects of the governor's plan, but wishes public health and school funding went higher, especially as schools deal with higher costs from inflation.
Even though we had that over $1 billion, where did that $1 billion really go to?
The governor's office says the proposed budget totals about $43 billion over the next 2 years. The new legislative session begins on Monday. At the Indiana State House, I'm Kristen Eskow.
All right, thanks. This week, Kristen also spoke with 2 state senators from Indianapolis, including State Senator Aaron Freeman.
We've had some marathon meetings in my career in the legislature, so hopefully I don't have to do many of those, and we can do our business in a timely manner.
This week, we also spoke with new State Senator Andrea Hunley, who's proposing a bill to codify same-sex marriage at the state level.
We're working on just codifying same-sex marriage in Indiana. We know that at the federal level, it's been codified, but we also know how quickly things can change in our current political climate. And so it's important that as a state, that in our law books here in Indiana, that we have fully said that love is love.
A number of different proposals ahead of this new session at the State House. Of course, in a budget year, local governments are also watching to see what will happen with the state budget when it comes to things like property taxes and also money for roads, something Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett is monitoring as he calls for a new approach to the funding process. This week, he spoke with our Eric Graves.
Our long-term infrastructure needs probably in the neighborhood of $1 billion.
It's a tall task to get Indy roads up to an acceptable level. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett feels more changes to how the state's fund city roads could help.
A more equitable funding formula is critical.
Right now, the state's road funding formula favors more rural communities where fewer people are driving on roads. Hogsett wants to see that change to make sure Indianapolis gets a fair chance at the money.
We're not asking that anybody else be penalized. We're just simply asking for greater equity for the city of Indianapolis.
The mayor feels Indy taxpayers contribute far more to road funding project grants, so they should get more back.
So $28 million goes in, $1 million comes back. I don't think anybody would find that to be equitable.
State Senator Fadi Kadura, who represents the north side of Indy, is putting together legislation with several of these changes. His solution is to add more money to programs that provide road project funding and allow larger cities to match more money for projects.
My solution puts more money in programs under the funding formula that will send more money to locals across the state.
We reached out to Republican lawmakers to get their thoughts, but we're not able to speak with any in time for this story. Kadura says he's spoken with Republican lawmakers representing Indianapolis, and he's hopeful they can work together
to support the communities that they represent, to support the streets that we all drive on.
Coming up next, we welcome two former state lawmakers to our panel as we discuss the upcoming session and the governor's State of the State address. And we'll discuss the chaos in Congress and one Indiana lawmaker's decision to take back her vote for Kevin McCarthy before ultimately voting for him again. That's coming up next.